Hey everybody, Simon here, Projects in the Barn. Welcome back to another episode, and in fact another episode on the XKR. Those that haven't seen it for a while, check my last video where we managed to get the rear subframe finally fitted up to the underside of the car, which went surprisingly well. I was super impressed with how it went and how my little jig worked. Today, we're having a bit of a sort out. It's been a couple of weeks since I fitted the subframe on, and I now need to make a decision where we go in terms of the rear suspension, because as you know, I've replaced all of the bushes so far on that rear subframe and all the components around it. So I have here the original shocks. Now my car has cats, and I would love to keep it, because I'm the sort of guy that if I bought the car that didn't have it, and it was an option back in the day, I would have wanted it. So I do really want to keep it. I want to keep the car as original as possible. However, the bushes, so if I just strip this one down a minute, take it apart, there's a few parts to this that I would need to replace, which are some of the bushes and the rubbers. As you can see, that is absolutely toast. I'll try and bring you in closer. They are proper hammered, right? Fit for the bin. Now, to buy a replacement one of these at the moment, they're out of stock. They come in at about, I think, £80 there or thereabouts, plus probably a bit of shipping. And I can't seem to get them in stock anywhere. They have the polyurethane version I can get from an online retailer. And from them, it's about 130 to 140 pounds. And again, I've replaced all of my bushes so far with the factory versions. Or aftermarket, but I've not gone down the route of polyurethane. So I'm not sure what would happen if I did polyurethane in my rear suspension, whether that would enhance it, go against it, I really don't know, is the honest answer to that. These bottom rubber sections for the spring, again, past their best, so they would want replacing. I try to go to all this effort to now scrimp on the final bits. So that's a decision I need to make. What do you think? Because mine's got cats, it is very expensive to replace. And I can't even test the damping effect of my shock without it being on the car, which I can do with a multimeter apparently. But I need to fit it all back up, and I need to be able to move the car at least 5 miles an hour to test to see if it's getting the necessary signal or resistance through the cable into that, which obviously isn't a viable option for me at the moment. So I'm kind of stuck. I really don't know what to do. Do I just go for the comfort shocks, Bilsteins, and ditch the cat system? Apparently the control box is in the boot somewhere that I can disconnect. I don't know. Coilovers, again, is not an option. I've seen some coilover kits, well over £1,000, and I can't afford it, is the honest answer to that. So I don't know. So I'm waiting on parts if I went down the route of getting new rubber dampers and bushes and stuff for them. I forget the exact term. I can't remember. I don't know, is the honest answer. I'm stuck. Help me out, guys. What are your thoughts? So what I want to do today is just remind myself of exactly what I've got, what I haven't got, what I need to get. So it's going to be a bit of a stop check. Oh, right, there's my calipers. There's one of my carriers, look. Still looking brand spanking new. So that's nice. Hopefully they will all still be in a good enough condition. Fingers crossed. So they need to go on. I've also got, oh my God, brakes. Ooh. Hopefully they've not rusted because I've probably had them a year. And more brakes. Oosh. So one of these are the fronts, one of these are the rear. I don't know which one is what. Oh, that'd be the rear lip. That. And they haven't gone rusty. Let's slip that over, shall we? Let's see if they actually fit. Oh. Look at that. Can you see it? No? Let's go and have a look. We liking that? That looks fresh, doesn't it? Right, so we're liking that. So, the rear handbrake shoes are all okay. I did buy a fitting kit, so I was going to replace them. But they actually look alright. The frequency you use a handbrake on one of these, I always used to use and leave it in park. So as long as they actually work, I think we're going to leave the shoes. We don't want to disturb them. However, I've got to replace the rear handbrake cables. Again, 120 quid. I'm at the stage where it's all starting to add up. So I've got to do the rear handbrake cables. So I want to do the handbrake cables before I fit all the brakes and the calipers and the rear shock to give me some more room. Also, those that remember, on the end of the chassis leg here, I've got to do some welding. I can't do any welding in my barn because I don't have any electric. And if I fit the rear shock, spring, brakes, calipers, it's right in the way. Again, I'm stuck. See my problems? Right, let's get out there. What else we got? What else? What have I got here? Well, a couple of track rod ends by the look of it. Stabilizer links. Okay, for the front, I guess. I bought some of these parts so long ago. Oh, here we go. Oh, what else we got here? That's the rear plastic cover for inside the rear wheel arch. That can go over there. Front backing plates. Gone all rusty. Sitting around for over a year in my damp garage. What else have I got in here? An oil filter, oh, that can stay in there, and all of the original wheel nuts, some brake parts. Right, that can all stay in its place. That's all the original old slide pins and bungs, retaining spring. Cool. So that's that in there, and that's everything out. I might as well take my battery charger out. So obviously I had this on charge, keeping the battery refreshed. But that's no good now, is it? I have got a brand spanking new battery for it. Bear with me as I go out of shop. Down here. Oosh! God, they're so heavy. Just there. A new Varta one. There we go. Dynamic SLI. So what I think I'm going to do is fit that on the car, which you don't really need to see, because my window's down, and although I got a cover on it, it's getting wet inside. So let's get this battery fitted up. Right, so battery's fitted. Old battery's here. I put the new one on, And I've just reset the window. So you can see the window drop now. I'll open the door. And courtesy lights are coming on. Window's going back up again. So that's good. Boot opens on the button. I did try it with the key before. And the courtesy lights are all working inside the boot. So we can keep that now closed. Need to sort that plinth out. So yeah, so I can keep this closed now, keep everything a bit drier inside. I really want to start it. But when you put the ignition on, you've got suspension fault because the cat's rear suspension is disconnected. You've got ASC fault, ABS fault because the ABS sensors aren't plugged in either. Low brake fluid. So it probably wouldn't let me start it even if I wanted to. And there's no exhaust. So there's probably a number of things there that would stop me from doing it. So this is where we are. So I've got a lot of things. I need a lot more things. What I also bought in here is I've got a full set of HEL performance brake lines. So these are braided lines. I was going to go yellow to match the brakes. I thought that might be a bit too much. So I've just gone for classic black. So two of the banjo style fitting, which I think are the rears, and the two fronts. And these are braided stainless steel all underneath, just cased in this lovely black. So I've got them to go on, which comes with new fittings as well. So I need to get some brake pads for the rear, brake pads for the front, rear handbrake cables, assemble all the brakes, shocks, get all new bushes and stuff for the rear suspension. So I am actually at a bit of a crossroads. If I need to get that welding done, because this is coming on the road this year, I've got events planned, so it has to come on the road this year. The power's not coming on in my barn anytime soon. I either buy a generator so I can do it, and it'll have to be a generator powerful enough to do welding. Although I've only got a small welder, it still needs to be powerful enough to do that. Or I get it into a state where I can have it rocking and rolling to get up to my house, which is 150, 200 meters away from where my barn is, to do the welding up there. I really don't know. So I've got a lot of parts to buy and a lot of things to do. And one thing's holding up another. So I am actually a little bit stuck. So I need to have a think about it. But I just wanted to say hello. I am still here. I am still working on it. There's things being done on here, like underneath the vehicle I've not shown you because you don't want to keep seeing me paint and clean up the underside of the car. We are making progress, but I am kind of stuck on it at the moment. So it needs a bit of an injection of cash. So I better go and do some overtime to earn some more money. So that's it. It's just a bit of a let's see where we are type video. So yeah, sure we haven't put much out in the last couple of weeks. But you can see exactly what my problem is now. But I will get around it and we will get it sorted. So until then, I will keep you updated and we'll look to put another better productive video out very soon. But from me, Simon, Projects in the Barn. Nice to see you all. Please hit subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed already. Leave me a comment. Give me your thoughts on the suspension, please. If you know anyone out there that provides shocks and springs that might want to get involved, ask them to drop me a line. I would like to hear from them. But I really, if I can, want to try and keep the cats. That's where I am with it. Anyway, take care, everybody. I'll see you very soon on Projects in the Barn. Bye for now.